Welcome back to Coaching Walking Football, Drills, Tactics and Tips with Chris King. In this episode, we're diving into a real coaching goldmine. 8 complete walking football training sessions you can pick up and run straight away. I'm going to hit you with 4 training sessions in this episode and 4 in the next. Each training session is designed to help you focus on a different element of the game, whether it's passing, defending, movement, or finishing. You'll get warm-ups, drills, small-sided games, and cool-down ideas all in one, making session planning a breeze. If you're short on time or just want proven session plans that work, this chapter's for you. Let's get into it. And don't forget to grab a copy of the book that all this information is from. Coaching Walking Football by Chris King, available on Amazon. Topics covered in 8 walking football training session plans. Training Session Plan 1, Passing, Focus on Technique and Accuracy. Training Session Plan 2, First Touch, Ball Control. Training Session Plan 3, Shooting. Training Session Plan 4, Turning and Shielding. If you're looking for more training sessions, grab my other Walking Football book. Walking Football Volume 1, filled with drills for beginner walking football coaches and players, includes diagrams and coaching notes for each drill. We went through how to plan and run a training session in the last chapters, but in this chapter, I've done the work for you and come up with 8 training sessions for walking football players. If you train your team once a week, you've got 8 weeks worth of training sessions ready to go. These sessions cover walking football's main fundamentals: passing, focus on technique and accuracy; first touch, ball control, shooting; turning and shielding; positioning and movement off the ball; dribbling; communication; passing, focus on movement and support. They're based on my walking football training session template used in the previous chapters that breaks a training session into 4 parts. Your walking football training session should have 4 parts. For an hour session, I would recommend the following. Part 1, warm-up, dynamic stretching following by a passing rondo, 10 to 15 minutes. Part 2, football drill with a focus on the topic of the session, 10 to 15 minutes. Part 3, practice match, emphasizing the topic of the session, 30 minutes. Part 4, cool down, walking and stretching, 5 to 10 minutes. Note, I have added an alternative drill in each of the Part 2s. Pick whichever one you prefer. Now you've actually got 16 sessions, or you can run a longer session. Walking football training sessions. Training session, Plan 1, passing, focus on technique and accuracy. Good passing in walking football is absolutely crucial. Walking football relies heavily on accurate, controlled passing. It's the main way to move the ball, create opportunities, and maintain possession. So at training, make sure to focus on short, precise passes, using mainly the inside of the foot and emphasizing teamwork. Part 1, warm-up, dynamic stretching, following by a passing rondo, 10 to 15 minutes. 1, gentle walking and shoulder rolls, 1 minute. Second leg swings, front to back, 10 to 12 per leg, 1 minute. 3, straight leg walk, Frankenstein walk, 10 per leg, 1 minute. 4, hamstring scoop stretch, 10 reps per leg, 1 minute. 5, walking lunges with hamstring activation, 8 to 10 per leg, 1 to 2 minutes. 6, heel flicks, hamstring curls, 10 to 15 per leg, 1 minute. 7, slow high knees, 10 per leg, 1 minute. 8, side steps with arm swings, 2 sets of 10 meters, 1 minute. 9, short pass rondo, 3 to 4 minutes. Part 2, football drill, focus on passing, 10 to 15 minutes. Passing gates. Set up, scatter pairs of cones, gates, across a 20 by 20 yard grid. Vary the distance between gates to create different levels of challenge. Activity. Players pair up and pass the ball back and forth through the different gates, counting how many successful passes they can complete in a minute. Detailed activity. One player starts with the ball and passes it to their partner, attempting to send the ball through one of the designated gates formed by the cones. The partner receives the pass and then returns the pass back through a different gate. They cannot go back through the same gate until they have passed through a different one. Players keep track of how many successful gate passes they make in a minute. Progression. Make gates smaller to increase the challenge. Introduce a walking defender, coach or another player, to apply light pressure to the passes, making the drill more game-like. Use 2 or 3 touch for beginners and 1 or 2 touch for more advanced players. Coaching points. Focus on passing technique, inside of the foot, plant foot placement, follow through, accuracy and communication between partners. Alternative part 2, football drill, focus on passing, 10 to 15 minutes. Target passing. Set up cones or markers as targets at varying distances. You can use different sizes of cones for different difficulty levels. Smaller cones, more points. Activity. Players try to pass the ball to hit the targets. Detailed activity. Players pair up on opposite sides of the target and take turns attempting to pass the ball and hit the designated target. If they hit the target, they score a point or the assigned point value, and their partner has to set the cone back up. Progression. Introduce moving targets, another player walking and aim to hit their legs, or players must perform a turn before passing. Coaching points. Focus on passing accuracy, controlled power, and aiming for the centre of the target. Part 3, practice match, emphasising the topic of the session, 30 minutes. And with a free play practice match, focusing on fun and letting players apply the passing skills they've practiced in a relaxed setting. Coaching points. Encourage players to look for passing options before they choose dribbling. Support their teammates by moving into open space and communicate effectively. Award an extra point for goals scored after 3 or more consecutive passes. Part 4, cool down, walking and stretching, 5 to 10 minutes. Light walking, 3 to 5 minutes. Static stretching, 5 minutes. Calf stretch, hamstring stretch, quad stretch, lower back stretch, shoulder stretch. Training session. Plan 2, first touch ball control. Part 1, warm up, dynamic stretching following by a passing rondo, 10 to 15 minutes. Gentle walking and shoulder rolls, 1 minute. Leg swings, front to back, 10 to 12 per leg, 1 minute. Straight leg walk, Frankenstein walk, 10 per leg, 1 minute. Hamstring scoop stretch, 10 reps per leg, 1 minute. Walking lunges with hamstring activation, 8 to 10 per leg, 1 to 2 minutes. Heel flicks, hamstring curls, 10 to 15 per leg, 1 minute. Slow high knees, 10 per leg, 1 minute. Side steps with arm swings, 2 sets of 10 meters, 1 minute. Short pass rondo, 3 to 4 minutes. Part 2, football drill, focus on first touch shot ball control, 10 to 15 minutes. Ball mastery challenge. Set up scatter cones / flat markers in a small area. Alternatively, have a circle with markers every metre. Players perform a different skill at each marker for 30 to 60 seconds, then move on to the next. Activity. At each cone or marker, players perform various ball control exercises. Create a menu of exercises for them to try, such as inside of the foot touches, alternating feet. Outside of the foot touches, alternating feet. Sole rolls, rolling the ball back and forth under the sole of the foot. Toe taps, tapping the ball lightly with the toes. Detailed activity. Players dribble to a cone, then perform the designated ball mastery exercise at that cone for a set number of repetitions or a set amount of time, e.g. 10 touches with the inside of the right foot, then 10 with the left. Then they dribble to a different cone and perform a different exercise. Progression. Introduce more complex ball control exercises, e.g. combining different touches such as turn and then outside of the foot touch. Time players to see how many exercises they can complete correctly in a set time, adding a little friendly competition. Coaching points: focus on proper technique for each ball control exercise. Emphasize soft touches, keeping the ball close and using both feet. Alternative part 2, football drill. Focus on first touch ball control, 10 to 15 minutes. Keep it close. Setup: mark out a small playing area using cones or markers. The size of the area should be appropriate for the number of players. Activity: each player has a ball. Players try to keep their ball within the designated playing area without it touching other players' balls. It's a game of close control, awareness of space, and maneuvering. Detailed activity: players dribble within the playing area, focusing on keeping their ball close and under control. They need to be aware of other players and their balls and try to avoid collisions. The goal is to keep their own ball within the area for as long as possible. Progression: gradually reduce the size of the playing area, making it more challenging to keep the ball within bounds. Coaching points: emphasize close control using different parts of the foot and keeping their heads up to be aware of their surroundings. Part 3, practice match, emphasizing the topic of the session, 30 minutes. End with a free play practice match where players can focus on demonstrating good ball control in a more relaxed setting. Coaching points: encourage players to use the ball control skills they practiced in the session, but also to relax and enjoy the game. Remind players to be aware of where their next touch will take the ball. Encourage them to use the appropriate part of their foot to control the ball based on the situation. If you want to add a specific rule, players must control the ball, take a touch, before passing or shooting. This encourages them to focus on their first touch and make sure it's a good one. Part 4, cool down, walking and stretching, 5 to 10 minutes. Light walking, 3 to 5 minutes. Static stretching, 5 minutes. Calf stretch, hamstring stretch, quad stretch, lower back stretch, shoulder stretch. Training session: Plan 3, shooting, walking football style. Part 1, warm-up, dynamic stretching following by a passing rondo, 10 to 15 minutes. Gentle walking and shoulder rolls, 1 minute. Leg swings, front to back, 10 to 12 per leg, 1 minute. Straight leg walk, Frankenstein walk, 10 per leg, 1 minute. Hamstring scoop, stretch 10 reps per leg, 1 minute. Walking lunges with hamstring activation, 8 to 10 per leg, 1 to 2 minutes. Heel flicks, hamstring curls, 10 to 15 per leg, 1 minute. Slow high knees, 10 per leg, 1 minute. Side steps with arm swings, 2 sets of 10 meters, 1 minute. Short pass rondo, 3 to 4 minutes. Part 2, football drill, focus on shooting, 10 to 15 minutes. Target practice. Setup: place different size targets, cones, bibs hanging from the crossbar, hula hoops, poles, drink bottles, etc. in and around the goal. Assign point values to each target based on difficulty, e.g. smaller targets have more points. Activity: players take turns shooting at the goal, trying to hit specific targets. Detailed activity: one player at a time takes a shot at the goal. Before they shoot, the coach or another player calls out a specific target, e.g. top left corner, small cone, drink bottle. The player attempts to hit that target with their shot. Progression: make the target smaller to increase the challenge. Introduce a goalkeeper to add an element of pressure and realism. Coaching points: focus on shooting accuracy, keeping the shots mostly low and controlled, and aiming for the target. Encourage players to use the inside of their foot for more precision. Alternative part 2, football drill, focus on shooting, 10 to 15 minutes. Quick shot challenge. Set up, players line up with balls at the edge of the penalty area or a suitable distance for walking football. Set up mini goals if available, or use cones to mark out target areas. Activity: players take quick shots on goal, one after another. This helps them practice shooting under a little bit of walking pressure and develop quick reactions. Detailed activity. Players take turns dribbling the ball forward a few steps and then taking a shot on goal. After they shoot, they quickly retrieve their ball and go to the back of the line. The next player in line then takes their turn. Progression. Have multiple players shoot at the same time at different mini goals to increase the pace and engagement. Coaching points. Focus on quick decision making when shooting. Encourage players to mostly keep their shots low and accurate. Part 3, practice match, emphasising the topic of the session, 30 minutes. End with a free play practice match where players can apply their shooting skills in a relaxed setting. Coaching points. Encourage players to use the shooting techniques they practiced in the session, but also to relax and enjoy the game. Encourage players to be confident and take shots when they have an opportunity. Remind them to aim for the corners of the goal and keep their shots low when possible. Part 4, cool down, walking and stretching, 5 to 10 minutes. Light walking, 3 to 5 minutes. Static stretching, 5 minutes. Calf stretch, hamstring stretch, quad stretch, lower back stretch, shoulder stretch. Training session. Plan 4, turning and shielding. Part 1, warm-up, dynamic stretching, following by a passing rondo, 10 to 15 minutes. Gentle walking and shoulder rolls, 1 minute. Leg swings, front to back, 10 to 12 per leg, 1 minute. Straight leg walk, Frankenstein walk, 10 per leg, 1 minute. Hamstring scoop, stretch 10 reps per leg, 1 minute. Walking lunges with hamstring activation, 8 to 10 per leg, 1 to 2 minutes. Heel flicks, hamstring curls, 10 to 15 per leg, 1 minute. Slow high knees, 10 per leg, 1 minute. Side steps with arm swings, 2 sets of 10 meters, 1 minute. Short pass rondo, 3 to 4 minutes. Part 2, football drill, focus on turning and shielding, 10 to 15 minutes. Turn and protect. Set up, place a cone in a small playing area. Activity. Players dribble to a cone, perform a turn, either a drag back or an inside cut, and then shield the ball from an imaginary defender. The front player dribbles out to the cone, performs a turn, pretends to shield it from an opposition player. They then pass back to the next teammate and return to the back of the line. Detailed activity. Players dribble towards a cone. When they reach the cone, they perform a turn using either the drag back technique, pulling the ball back with the sole of their foot, or the inside cut technique, pushing the ball to the side with the inside of their foot. After completing the turn, they position their body between the ball and an imaginary defender or the coach to shield the ball. They then pass the ball back to the next player. They should make their body as large as possible, keeping their arms out to the side of their body and the ball controlled with the furthest foot. Here's a more in-depth description of how to shield the ball 1 versus 1. How to shield the ball 1 versus 1. Shielding the ball means using your body to protect it from an opponent. After completing a turn, the player should position their body between the ball and the defender. This is the key to keeping possession. Use the foot furthest from the defender to control the ball, keeping it close and under control. Stay low and balanced with knees slightly bent and weight evenly spread. Make themselves big by spreading their arms for balance, not pushing. This helps maintain space. Keep their head up so they can see both the ball and the pitch. This technique allows players to stay calm under pressure, hold up play, or wait for support. Perfect for walking football where strength and timing matter more than speed. Progression. Introduce a walking defender, coach, or another player who gently tries to dispossess them after they turn. Coaching points. Emphasize keeping the ball close during the turn. Encourage players to use their body to protect the ball and maintain balance. Alternative Part 2, football drill, focus on turning and shielding, 10 to 15 minutes. Shield and pass. Set up a small grid using cones or markers. Activity. Players receive a pass from a teammate. shield the ball from an imaginary defender, and then pass to another teammate. Detailed activity. One player starts with the ball and passes it to a teammate. The receiving player controls the ball, then uses their body to shield the ball from an imaginary defender while waiting for an opportunity to pass. They then pass the ball to another teammate. Progression. Add a walking defender, coach or another player, who actively tries to intercept the pass after the player has shielded the ball. Coaching points. Focus on body positioning when shielding. Encourage players to use their arms for balance, but not for pushing. Part 3, practice match, emphasizing the topic of the session, 30 minutes. End with a free play practice match. Coaching points. Encourage players to use the turning and shielding skills they practiced in the session, but also to relax and enjoy the game. Encourage players to be aware of defenders when they receive the ball. Remind them to use turns and shielding to create space for themselves or to buy time for support from a teammate. Reward players with words of encouragement who successfully turn and shield before making a pass or taking a shot. Part 4, cool down, walking and stretching, 5 to 10 minutes. Light walking, 3 to 5 minutes. Static stretching, 5 minutes. Calf stretch, hamstring stretch. Quad stretch, lower back stretch, shoulder stretch. That's your full set of 4 ready-to-use walking football session plans, each one designed to keep players engaged, moving and improving without needing hours of prep. From core skills to small-sided games, you now have a full playbook of ideas to build from or tweak as needed. Want all 8 sessions plus loads more drills, tactics and tips in one place? Grab Coaching Walking Football by me, Chris King, on Amazon. Thanks again for tuning in. In the next episode, you'll be getting 4 more sessions. Keep on coaching. Chris King.